Whoa, now.
Sorry about the technical problems, guys, but I just wanted to get on so we could move forward. So it's been about 13 minutes, but everything is all set up. I got Lisa Grossman and Curtis Broom coming in live from Dallas. They're going to teach about this amazing concept that they actually put together, that the hot market that they call, where they've actually learned how to take their business and actually super excel it in a fast way. They've actually come on just for our team here at X-Tribe MVP and FG Express to show us exactly how they would actually move the product and get into business and get your guys' business going really quickly. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Lisa Grossman. And again, thank you for your time today. I know you're very busy, and we appreciate you.
Okay, my pleasure, Joey. It's thrilling to be here. And actually, this hot market system, Curtis and I have been teaching this really all over the industry for to a lot of groups, specifically over the last few months. And what's wonderful about FG Express is you have such a phenomenal product that it's really quite easy to implement. But I want to explain it a little bit, and I want to give you some background as to how the system works. Joey, you're freezing up, so can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see you.
Great, I just want to make sure. So everybody's always wants to know how to build a network marketing business and how to recruit a lot of people. And we like to focus on the business of network marketing, of which recruiting is an important part, but really it's only a minor part, because if you do your job effectively, you don't need to recruit as many people, because you don't get paid on the people that you recruit. What we are in is the business of building a network of consumers. Network marketing is about marketing to your network. It's about a lot of people doing a little and about a very few people understanding that if you can work through people, to people, treating people with respect and dignity along the way, then a lot more people use products and become involved in communities than choose to go out and build businesses. And what happens to a lot of people is they get so caught up in looking for those that are wanting to build a business that they trip over those that are not massive recruiters, and a lot of money gets left by the wayside. And what we determined is take a step back and you ask yourself some basic questions. If you go out and you ask everybody, what is the one thing you want to do first and what's most important to you in network marketing, they'll tell you it's to make money. That's what everybody will say. But what's really most important to new people is that they make their money back. And if you think about it, you really can't make money until you've broken even. Because here's, I spent money, here's I broke even, and here's where I made money. So making money is on the other side of breaking even. And what happens is people get involved and they get excited, and somebody tells them, okay, you're going to go out and you're going to talk to all these people, and 3 people are going to join, and when they join, you're going to get your money back, and don't talk to your friends and family, because I don't want to talk to my friends and family, because friends and family will boo and they'll take you out of the game. And they don't really stop to think about it as a business. When you think about it as a business, it gets very, very simple. Because when a brand new person comes into your business, they have 3 things. They have their product, they have a lot of fear, and they also have the one thing that the company and you don't have. They have a list of people that love them and know them well enough that they would be willing to try something, buy something and try something if they were asked. And I want you to think about a concept, and then I'm going to share with you how to get this done. Everybody always says, should I lead with the business? Should I lead with the product? Should I go get customers? First of all, I'm always about the business first. Always about the business. It is a business. And the first part about a business, when you buy, if you're in traditional business, is you have a lot of product, you have a lot of inventory. You want to get that inventory out. How are you going to get people using your product? Well, they have to try your product. They have to try your product, and they have to pay for your product to try it. Why? Because that's how business works. In the real world, the traditional world, you really can't ever get a customer. Nobody gets customers, and let me explain what I mean by that. There are certain types of purchasing decisions that require salespeople. I'm sure a lot of you are watching this going, I hate to sell, I don't want to have to sell, I don't want to sell to my friends. Thank goodness. Because the types of products that require salespeople our big purchasing decision, houses and cars and washing machines and refrigerators, where you go to look at one and a salesperson tells you all the features and benefits and why this car is better than that car and why this refrigerator is better than that refrigerator. And that requires salespeople. That's one type. The types of products that we market are different. If you walk around your house, you will see that there are all kinds of products that you use up and go buy again and buy again and buy again. We call them consumables. And no matter how you, let me tell you how you got your way to those products. You either saw an infomercial, or you were at the mall and somebody grabbed you, or you walked by a display, or you opened a magazine and you said, gee, that ad's pretty, I think I'll try that. Or a friend mentioned it to you, or you were in the grocery store and you said, boy, that packaging is so pretty, or you saw a display and the girl's teeth looked so pearly white, you said, that's the toothpaste I want to buy. So you bought something, you took it home, you used it, you liked it, and now it's the brand you use over and over and over again. And there's hundreds of products in your home today that if you stopped watching this, walked around, would fall into that category. Also, if you think back, there are 100 products that you could name that you did the exact same thing. You bought them, took them home, tried them, and said, and you never bought them again. Went on to try a different brand until you found the one you used. That's how customers happen for products like this. We buy stuff, we try it, and the product either makes you a long-term consumer or it doesn't. So the only thing that the ad or the magazine article or the infomercial or the girl at the mall or the referral ever does is gets us to buy something, try it, and then decide after the experience with the product if we're going to be a long-term customer. And you know what the very, very best and most effective way is for that? It's when somebody that you know, love, and care about asks you or recommends you to do it. Number one way. It's 92% more likely to convert in a person buying and trying a product than all of those other things I talked about combined. So that is what the hot market system is built around. It is based on the fact that you are buying this product. So let me lay this out for you, and then Curtis is going to lay it out in great detail. From a business perspective, what you do is you buy a package. Let's say you buy the $1,500 package, you have 30 units, or you buy the $500 package, you have 10. Now, most of the people that are watching this aspire to be leaders, and Curtis is going to talk with you about how to really get off to an incredibly fast start within your first 30 days. I'm going to talk about your first 7, your first 24 to 48 hours to 7 days. So let's talk about 10 units. Coincidentally, what would be in a $500 pack, which is the minimum that a person who wants to be successful, I feel they need to have to do. Anything beyond that, you're wanting to be a consumer. You've got 10 units. Now, if I go out and I buy 10 units, I need one because I'm going to use the product. Maybe I have a spouse, maybe I don't. So possibly that's 2. And I need one to show people, hey, this is my great product, carry around in my purse. So 7 to 8 I now have. If I don't move those and get my money back, I've got a 7 to 8 month supply on hand. If your new person doesn't move those and get their money back, they have a 7 to 8 month supply on hand. They're also getting auto ship every month. Now, 90 days into a network marketing business, most people now divert back to a kind of life got in the way kind of position. They love the community if you've done that right. They love the product, but they have an 8 month supply. They've been out recruiting, talking to people, getting their auto ship. They don't need to be on auto ship if they have an 8 month supply. What if they were out of product, got their money back, and had consumers that were buying every month while they're building their business? And that's what this is about. And the best list they've got is the people that know, love, and care about them. So it's very simple. I make my list of my hot market. If you, who would you call at 3 o'clock in the morning if you were stranded to come pick you up? You know, who's at the family reunion? Who's at Thanksgiving dinner? You know, who's your high school fraternity? All the people you're afraid to talk to about your business when you first get started. All the people that if you call them up crazy, not knowing what you're talking about because you're brand new, that list. And you call them up and you say, hi, Aunt Sue, it's Lisa. I've started a business. I'm very excited about it. Guess what? I'm not asking you to join it. I'm not asking you to become a customer. I'm going to ask you to help me out. I want you to buy a month's supply of my product or a package of my power strips. I want you to use them consistently for all these things that you can use them for. I want you to get everybody in the house using them. And for at least a month. And at the end of the month, I need your feedback. I want your story. I want your testimonials. I need them for my marketing. If you like the product, and I expect that you will, you can become a long-term consumer. I'll even show you my business at that time. If you don't, I'll never ask you to buy the product again. Can I count on you to support me? Now, we know that the majority of people, 30 to 60% of the, well, actually it's 60 to 80% of the people in your hot market that you ask to do this will support you. We also know that 30 to 50% of those become long-term ongoing consumers because they are related to you. And for those of you that this sounds foreign to, let me relate it to regular business. If you were opening a restaurant, who would be there on opening night? Your close family and best friends, because that's what friends and family do. If they're going to pay, they're going to support you. If the food is great and the value is good, they're going to make that one of the restaurants they frequent and patronize all the time. If it isn't, they're going to tell you, congratulations, it was wonderful. They're going to lie to you and leave and never come back. Why? Because people will buy something and try something once, more likely to do it for someone they know, love and care about than any other means. But then it is up to the product and the experience and the value of that to determine if they'll be a long-term consumer or not. The good news is this product is incredibly effective. It works. And it's unique. There's nothing else out there like it out there on the market. Once people use it and they get the experience of it, they want it on hand. They want it in the house. They want it in their first aid cabinet. They want it for a multitude of uses. And people are discovering more and more uses for it every day. But that is basically how Hot Market works. That is part one. And I want you to keep this all in your bonnet. This is just information because Curtis is going to put it into a business plan for you shortly. But now I want to talk about part two. The next question, because think about this, once people have done that, they are now free to go talk about the business to everyone they meet. Stay on auto ship forever and just go talk to people. And on auto ship, they need all the product they're auto shipping. So think about that. If everybody came in the business, got the package, moved it to their hot market, got their money back, out of their hot market, they'd have a number of consumers. They would need their product every month. They've got a reason to stay on auto ship. If that's all they ever did and continued out and talked about the business, they are now in a profitable position. You now have 2, 3, 4 consumers in your business on a monthly basis, creating monthly ongoing revenue, which is coincidentally what we get paid on. So now what do? The next question people say to me is, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to recruit people. Nobody ever wants to listen to me. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. Nobody really ever wants to listen to us because most people are waiting for someone to listen to them. And this is the biggest challenge for people. Most people get involved in network marketing and they want to become excellent at giving the presentation. They think they need to learn everything about how the comp plan works and everything about the product and everything about everything because they want to go out and they want to be stunning. They want to be so effective. They think that they need, Joe to do the presentation, or if they can't get Joe, let's go get Ron Williams. My guy's so perfect and so important. They need, Bob Steed or Ron Williams or Brenda or let's get the President of the United States. I heard Clinton did a great video on why network marketing is good. My guy is so important that I need to have a way to get President Clinton to show them that network marketing works and that this is the company to do. In short, what everybody's saying is I need to be interesting and compelling and fantastic and stunning for people to want to hear what I have to say so they'll get this. And the reality is, even if you were all those things, the person that you're going to talk to, chances are they were not sitting at the other end of the phone saying, gee, I hope Joe calls me today because I'm looking to start a business in the network marketing arena, and at 2 o'clock I hope my phone rings with somebody that's going to explain everything to me in a compelling way about how I can change my life. It doesn't matter how interesting you are because they could care less. They're not on topic and on point with you. The way to be effective and interesting is to be interested in them because that's what everybody is looking for. Maya Angelou, who passed away a few days ago, I've had what she says on my bulletin board for years because she says people never remember what you said. That's true. They seldom remember what you did. Also true. But they always remember how you made them feel. So when you call people up, the key is you're not calling people to do anything other than find out where they're at. Be interested in them. It's conversation. It's not delivery of information. It's not a monologue. It's a dialogue. How are you? What's going on with you? The first response people will give you is always fine. They're conditioned. Take a minute and think about how many times People, you've asked somebody, how are you doing? And they say fine. They have two responses. Great, which means things are actually going well for the moment, and fine. And fine is an acronym for effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. They are anything but fine. But that's what they're supposed to say. They don't think you really care. They don't think you really want to know what's going on in their lives. But if you keep talking about them, focus on them, very quickly, the facade will fall, and they will start to tell you about the frustrations in their lives. Because most people have them. Most people are on a path of survival and frustration, not where they thought they'd be, not really happy with where they're at, looking around, believing that the people around them have a better road to happiness than they do, suffering from the disease of terminal comparison with little idea of what to do about it. And as you're listening to them being interested, they are starting to believe that you are the most interesting person they've ever met. And eventually, in the course of the conversation, you are looking to lead to 3 themes. These are not 3 questions. They are themes. They are guidelines of where you want the conversation to go. And the first theme you move into, as you're in this conversation focused on them, is, are you happy? And it's not, are you happy? Are you having a great day? It's, are you satisfied? Are you where you want to be in life? Is it working for you? Is the road you're on taking you where you want to go? Well, is the way you spend your days the way you would elect to spend your days if time and money weren't things that you were worried about? In short, is the path you're on, if nothing changes, going to get you where you want to go, or is it just getting you where you're going? Eventually, people are going to say, no, I'm not happy. And I never make it about money, because some of the very best people I've recruited in my career were financially doing all right, some better than all right. They just weren't happy. You know, one of the sayings that I'm kind of tagged with is, I said it once at a training about 20 years ago, and now everybody quotes me, is, when you win the rat race, you're still a rat. And that was me. And that's a lot of people. So eventually, with this are you happy thing, people are say, no, I'm really not happy. And the next question you're really going to ask them, the next theme is, do you have a plan? If you're not happy, do you have a plan to change it? And you're not asking that to find out if they have a plan, because they don't. You know that. If they had a plan, they'd be working the plan. They wouldn't be on the phone telling you how frustrated and unhappy they are. And once they tell you, no, I really don't have a plan, the next thing you're going to say to them is, great. Would you like to see one? Don't tell them it's great that they don't have a plan. Sorry, just, would you like to see one? I've got one. And this is a hard thing for people, this next sentence, but this next theme. It's probably not for you. But I'm sure you're going to love the product. Most people do. And if you do see what I see, together I think we can crush it. And if you don't, so what? You're getting up and moving on and getting out to look for the plan, and you need to find one because you deserve to be happy. And you've already loved, and what we figured out here is you're not. And for things to change, you got to go find something to change life with. Now, the reason you embed that, it's probably not for you, although I'm sure you're going to love the product, is that's the facts. Most people are not doctors, most people are not lawyers, most people are not construction workers, and most people don't own restaurants. But every one of you watching, I'm sure, has been to a doctor. I'm willing to bet, although none of us are happy about it, that at some point or another in your lifetime you've consulted a lawyer. I'm willing to bet that you're sitting in a building this very moment that construction workers were involved in building. And I'm also willing to bet that more than once, probably within the last week, you've eaten in a restaurant. Our product is universal and and everybody, and universal and appealing to the majority of the people. The business opportunity, maybe not so much, and that's okay. Or maybe not right now, not today. That's okay. This is not a marathon, a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about people's timing. But the key is, it's not about you, it's about them, and it's about giving people, when they get started, a quantifiable, simple to follow system, plan, if you will, that they can enact, that they can see themselves doing. The most important days in a person's career in network marketing are their first 24 hours, their first 48 hours, 72, week, 30 days, and 90 days. And you know why? Because at the end of 90 days, the majority of them are not going to be continuing on 90 miles an hour in a network marketing career. But if they're still part of the community, if they are using the product, if they love the events, if they're occasionally referring somebody, occasionally, bringing another consumer, but hanging around, you never know when their light bulb will go on. because the right method of operation retains the people. And if the people are involved and the people have a good experience and the people are happy, you never know who they might lead you to or when they might get excited or when their timing might change and they might go set the world on fire. But the person who isn't happy at the end of 90 days is not there anymore and can't do any of those things. So that's kind of the big picture view. And now I'm going to move this chair out of the way. I'm going to bring Curtis up, and he's going to draw you the very corporate business diagram understanding kind of view, because that's what he's really good at. So, Curtis?
All right. Hey, Joey. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
So, good. So, Kevin had a question, Kevin Latmore. He was asking, he's saying thank you for the great tips. He said, can you share the power of maybe the global binary plan? He said he actually met you guys back in Lexus. Maybe give a scope of how big that can be.
Actually, Curtis was actually the worldwide president of that company, so I'll let him do that after he draws this diagram. As a matter of fact, let him draw this diagram, and then if there are people that are asking questions, we'll come back and answer.
Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah, we'll pop in.
At the end.
Awesome.
Hey, gang.
Hey, Kevin.
Let me check something here real quick.
You don't have the marker? It's there.
No, it's right there. No, I want to look something else.
He's going to blue box you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Blue box it. Go ahead and blue box it, Joey. Because even if you blue box it, it doesn't mean they have.
I don't know.
Yep, he's there.
I'm with you.
Blue box on your side, Joey.
All right, brother. All right, gang. Let me do this. I'm actually going to move this.
Joey?
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah, you see up to 2 because he'll.
Yep, he's there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this up so people can see it. Anyway, yeah, we'll address the power of a global binary and that kind of stuff. Here's what I wanted to do. Let me take a second. I'm gonna kind of come down here with you guys for a minute. And yes.
Our consulting hat.
Yeah. Sorry, Lisa's talking while she's wandering off. So let me dig in, guys. Here's kind of the I think something that's critical to establish, and what the reason we've taught all this is here's the fact, okay? People are people regardless of what the environment is, and business is business, and business follows certain principles. They're universal. You can't change them. You can't alter them. You can't deny them. They are what they are, and people are people, and it's human behavior. And so to give a simple analogy is that, or not a simple analogy, but a simple story. I started in the profession 25 years ago, and I sucked for 2 years because I was a sales guy by background, and so I sold everybody, and I had everybody enroll, and the teams never duplicated, never went anywhere. And after 2 years of frustration, not everybody should be in network marketing, I decided it wasn't for me. I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't create any teams of duplication, so I was getting ready to leave, found someone who was extremely successful, finally maybe reached a point where I was willing to listen. He mentored, I listened, and there were certain things he said. He said, Curtis, human nature is human nature. It's like the law of gravity. It's like physics. It's like the laws of the universe. If you choose to align with them, you not only don't have to work real hard at it, it just happens naturally. Things just, it becomes fun. You don't break a sweat. If you choose to go against them, you can, but you're very limited in your time period of success. You can hold your arm out, and I can say, okay, Joey, hold your arm out. How long? Don't even have to put anything in it. Don't even have to put something as simple as a little marker. Don't even have to do that. Nope. Just hold your arm out. Great. How long? Forever. Go ahead, brother. Hold it there forever. Let's see how you do. And at some point, you can be a bodybuilder. It's going to go because we can't fight the law of gravity forever. So here's why we develop these models. And this isn't about going slow. It's about going fast. Two things. This is not about selling. What Lisa just mentioned, the hot system, here's where people get it wrong in their head. Oh, I don't like to sell. I don't want to sell my fan. You are not. You are, if you, in the hot system process, if you are selling, you are doing it wrong. Absolutely, grotesquely wrong. This is not selling. It is natural, fundamental human behavior, okay? Because here's the thing about, and because we're going to diagram this, I'm going to show you why we have people all over the world. We have companies all over the world. We have people all over the world. We have people in our groups who are doing this. We have people who are getting a 30-pack, and they're literally getting their money back within 2 hours to 2.5 hours of total call time. Literally. 2.5 hours, 3 hours, they're getting all their money back, all $1,500 like that, bam. And their grandmothers and their university students and their single moms and their attorneys and their truck drivers, everybody in the world. In fact, we had one company out of Norway that we consult with. They have it's about $1,000 package. It's got 16 units of product. Similar, it's about in U.S. dollars, it'd be about $60. And they had a university student. He set the record. He moved all of them in 40 minutes using this system. 40 minutes. 40 minutes, all gone, all his money back. Let me tell you why that's important. Let's talk about certain fundamental principles that you can't deny. Let's talk about business. Here's how business works. Okay, there are 3 stages. Stage number 1, you have to invest. Period. That's the way it works. Every business you have to invest. You got to get the business. I don't care if it's a lemonade stand. You've got to buy a pitcher and some powdered lemonade. Stage number 2, you have to get to break even. If you don't get to break even, the business is not sustainable. You've got to get to where you're getting your money back. You've gotten your money back. You're in a position where it's not costing you and continuing to cost you on an ongoing basis, or you're toast. The business will die. And 3, then you got to go into profit. Okay. So that's business. That's the way business is. It's the way it happens everywhere. Let me give you an example. Okay. People think that network marketing is not traditional. So let's take a look at traditional business. Let's take a look at Tide soap. Okay. First of all, they had to invest. They had to build the manufacturing facilities, that kind of stuff. Okay, whoever that is. They did this. Then they have to use that investment to manufacture products. So they take all of the ingredients and they develop their laundry detergents or their laundry stuff, their Tide laundry detergent stuff. So they ultimately do all the production right here. Then they have to market. That costs revenue, or that costs money, and they got to spend a lot of money on marketing. So that then they hope that in stage 3 they can create enough revenue that they've made more money than all this. That's traditional business. Now let's go over here to network marketing, because everybody seems to think that network marketing is non-traditional. That's not the case. Let's take a look at Amway. Okay, everybody knows they sell a whole lot of laundry soap. So here's Amway. They had to invest. They built facilities. They have to manufacture their product and get it into the distribution warehouses ready to send out. Here's where it's non-traditional. And Amway, only the company is not traditional. In network marketing, they get to create the revenue first. And they get to make money first because the distributors purchase the product. That now puts them immediately into profit. In fact, if I was going to own a business, if I looked at the 2 models, this one makes more sense. I have less risk. I've got the investment and the production. Then I have to spend more money traditionally before I can make money and hope I make more. In network marketing, the companies to make their money and move into profit. Then they spend the marketing dollar. That's called commission. This is the only group for which it is non-traditional. They get to reverse this order. Because let's take a look at the actual distributor. Let's take a look at the distributor in FGX. You have to invest, because you got to start somewhere. At least, your $12 and picking a package. That has to happen. You must spend money on marketing. Why? Because if nothing else, if you never spend a dime and you just walk next door to your neighbor, it took time. Time is money. Time is your life. I can't get it back. It's the most valuable asset. So distributors have to invest. They have to then spend money to market their business, whether it's actual money or time. Then they create revenue. Therefore, let's be crystal clear. A distributorship, even if it's a part-time grandmother trying to make an extra couple $100 a month, and Tide, Procter & Gamble, it is the exact same business model, period. Anytime you believe it's not, you've blown it before you got started. It is business. Even if it's part-time business, it's business. And if you're going to run it like a business, then you have to understand these are the 3 stages of business. And nothing we do, and no matter how much hype and spin and flash and pizzazz and, draw a few circles and get wealthy, it's business. And there are 3 stages, and here they are. 1 is investment. Number 2 is break even. And here's the thing. If I ask people, I said, listen, a brand new person who's doing network marketing for the very first time, what's their number 1 desire when they first get started? Joey, what do you think it is? By the way, actually, Joey, I can't ask. Well, okay, there you go. You see, you know the answer. Thank you so much for playing the game. By the way, guys, he actually knows the real answer, but he had to say, yeah, you're right. Every single person will say make money, and that answer is wrong. Because here's why. I didn't ask you what is the number 1 thing they say out loud they want. I said, what is the number 1 thing they want? That's what they don't say. A brand new person who has never done network marketing before, I don't care if they're a massively successful real estate developer or financial planner or doctor or getting, the reality is this. The number one desire of a brand new person, not an experienced network marketer, not someone who's done network marketing 3 or 4 times and had some success, not big success, but they love the concept, they're coming back, a brand new first-time person, because that's who drives the business. You build your business for a brand new first-time person. Everything else is a waste of time. Because if you don't build it for that person, your business will always collapse, because that's the future of your business, is bringing in brand new people who then grow and flourish and attract their warm markets, their hot markets. That's where it comes from. A brand new person's number one desire that they don't say out loud, but we know they all think, is this: please get my money back so I don't feel like a frickin' moron idiot and get embarrassed in front of my friends and look like I made a stupid decision and did something dumb. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no experience, none whatsoever. I have no clue what I'm going to do next. I don't understand this product explanation, but it sounds really good, and I put it on, and my pain in my knee went away. I do not understand the comp plan. I have no idea how to talk about it. I can't do a presentation to anybody about anything. Good Lord, I hope I get my $1,500 or my $500 back. If I can get a brand new person there, then that's when the model crushes it. That's when you tear it up. And it doesn't have to go slow. What if I could get every single person, no matter what package they start with, to get their money back and get into profit in less than 24 to 48 hours? Every single person. I don't care if they've never finished second grade. I don't care if they're a college professor. That's the key. So that's why we say that. If you're looking at moving, which is a good foundation, if you're going to treat it like a business, treat it like a business. You should start with at least the 10-pack. But I believe you should at least look at getting the 30-pack. Why? Here's how it works. And now I'm going to draw it out for you. Okay? Remember what Lisa said. Here is the prospecting timeline. I'm going to show you a diagram that actually is a diagram. I can systematically diagram wealth and success in network marketing. It's very predictable. It's very precise. There's no luck. It's no gee whiz. The stars lined up for me. It's just the way it works. Here's a prospecting process, and here's how it diagrams out. Here's when you start to talk to somebody about, gee whiz, wants to take a look at something. This process, however long it takes, here's where they decide, okay, I'm in. I'm going to do what you did. Great. And here's where they conclude this hot market system. Let me show you what happens. I'm going to start here. Someone says, yes, I choose to enroll. Okay? The first thing that we know, I'm doing this from a brand new person who's never done network marketing before, because they're the future, they're the lifeblood of your business in the future. So here's what I know. What I know is their number one desire is to get their money back. And if you say, well, if you sponsor 5 people, get your money back, you just created a plan that will fail. Your business will fail, the whole business will collapse. Why? The number of people who can sponsor 5 people is about that many. So you need to do something that everybody can do. How do you do that? It's what we call the hot system. And the hot system is this. People think that network marketing costs money, and it doesn't. Nobody spent money. You know what they did? They took money when they enrolled, and they just transformed its state to physical asset property. Okay? Product. All they did was they just took money and they exchanged it for a lot of this. That's all they did. Money became asset. The problem is if you stop there, you haven't finished the circle. You just need to take asset, turn it back into money. And that's what Lisa's hot system is. And it goes really, really fast. In 24 hours, they should be done, to 7 days if they want to go lightning slow. All they're doing is they took money, they turned it into product, they want to turn it back into money. And we've had people move 20 packs in as little as an hour, hour and a half. Yeah, Uncle Joey, listen, I really need your help. I've started a business, not asking you to join it. I do not want you to become a customer long term unless you want to. Here's what I need. I need you to be a one-time consumer for 30 days. My product is $70 plus $5 shipping. Okay, it's an incredible product. It's patented. It is actually listed by the FDA as a Class 1 medical device for the relief of pain. And it comes in a Ziploc bag. It can sit in the house just for whenever you need it. But over the next 30 days, if you use it exactly like I show you, or however you need to use it, I would like your feedback at the end of 30 days. Can I count on you? It's literally a 90-second conversation. Here's what's happening. I'm calling people that I love dearly to help me, and I'm asking them if I can count on them. If they say no, they realize what they just said is I can't count on them. It makes no difference what it costs. It makes no difference what the product is. We are showing people in product business around the world the product's $180, and they're moving it like that because they only say, I only need you to do it one time. That's it. Never again. After that, if you want it, great, you can. If you don't, never have to. Can I count on you? And that they're moving it at light speed. Here's what happens. If right now, if someone started with a 10-pack, if they move 8 at $75, that equals $600. They just made all their money back, and they have 2 packs left over. Let's say somebody started with a 30-pack. If they move 20 of them times $75, that equals $1,500. They have all their money back. And by the way, this is not selling. I'm not selling. I'm calling you and saying, I want you to make a choice. I've started a business. I need your help because I want your feedback. I want you to give me, we'll talk at the end of your 30 days. I want you to give me your feedback. What did you like? What did you not like? What's good? What's bad? I'll use that to be more successful in my business. Can I count on you to help me build the right successful model for the future of my business? I'm not selling you. I'm giving you a choice. And that's the key. If you do this properly, all the way through then recruiting, I am not ever selling. I'm giving people a choice out of respect for them. So all I do is I make a hot list and I call them all as fast as I can. We had somebody start with a $500 pack. They moved all 8 in about 2 hours of calls. And then we said, well, and they called back and said, I got my money back. We said, well, did you call everybody that you love a lot? You know, we make a list of everybody you really love a lot. And she said, well, no. So well, how many do you have left? Oh, about 25. I said, well, what, you don't want to help them? She started calling again, and in another 2 hours, she had moved all 20 packs, and she had paid for all 30. So she had to buy an upgrade pack, obviously, because she'd blown through it all. Here's what happens. The minute someone does that, it creates the only thing they need to be massively successful for the rest of their career in network marketing. That's it. But not just a story, it is their personal story of success. Because here now is what's going to happen. Remember what Lisa said, do not be interesting, be interested. And how are you interested in people? You don't do a presentation and you don't sell them. You have a conversation out of respect and love for them. And during this conversation where you are truly asking, how are you doing, what's going on in your life, you're going to ask them the 3 questions. And the 3 questions are, 1, are you happy? 2, do you have a plan? 3, would you like to see one? See a plan. Now, again, like Lisa said, do not just ask 3 questions. This is a concept. Have a conversation where you love and are interested in them enough that you truly do want to find where they are in their life. Let them talk about themselves. And as you open up and let them know that it's safe, they will start sharing. And you can start using yourself. You know, gosh, I've been so frustrated over the last year. Just things weren't going the way I wanted to go, and I was just getting frustrated with everything. Have you ever felt like that? And they'll say, yeah, I felt like that. In fact, I feel like that right now. You've just asked the question without just asking the question. That's a very direct, blunt question. To walk up to someone and say, are you happy with your life? You better have a really good relationship. It's the general concept. You know, and then what frustrated me is I realized I didn't have any idea what I could do. I knew that things just weren't right for me and the family, but I just couldn't figure out, have you ever felt like that? Yeah, I feel like that right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. We're up against the wall and it's driving us nuts. Man, but then I met this guy named Joey about 6 months ago, and man, my whole life changed. It's been so incredible since. Pause, wait, here it comes, wait. Well, what happened? Oh, glad you asked. Well, he showed me some things that literally changed our life. Well, let me ask you a question. If I could show you a plan, boom, and you're right into the Lisa conversation. You know what it is? Here's what this question is. I'm not trying to pitch you. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not telling you we're getting rich. I'm not trying to get wealthy. That's not it. I'm saying, are you where you want to be? If not, do you have a plan? If not, would you like to see one? I just gave them a choice. Would you like to see it? They can say no. Okay, great. Enjoy where you are in life, and you're just, it sucks, and that's the way it is. Yes. Not yes, I'm going to do the business. Yes, I'd like to see it. Here's why the story is important. When a brand new person in 24 hours to 7 days creates a story of I moved a $600 of product. I didn't sell. That's critical, by the way. I use that word, I moved. I moved it from me to them. For the same price I paid for it, or a value that's an equal value at $70, everybody orders just one. One FGX power strip is $69.90, $70 plus $5 shipping. I just sold it to them at the exact same price they get if they went to the website. I didn't sell it. I moved it to them at that exact same price. If you don't think the product's worth that, get out of the business and don't enroll. If you think the product's worth that, then you aren't cheating your family. You're not selling your family. You're telling them about something and you're asking for their help. when this happens, what happens is their story is, Joey, you won't believe this, dude. I started a business. Man, in like 2 hours, just my family bought $600 of this stuff from me. You got to check this out. In other words, here's what happens. When you have the conversation and you ask these 3 questions, if they say, sure, I'll take a look, not going to guarantee I'm going to do it, I'm just willing to look, great. Let me tell you my story of what happened to me in my first few hours. This is the reason this is important, is this experience gives massive confidence to a brand new person, because let me tell you something. They can't tell Joey's story. They can't tell Curtis's story. They can't tell Lisa's story. They can't tell anybody's story very well. How many of you have heard a funny joke, went to tell it to somebody 5 minutes later and couldn't remember it? It's because it wasn't your joke. It was somebody else's that you heard. The one thing a brand new person can do, they can always tell their story of what they just did perfectly. Perfectly. And they get it right every time. They may be a bad storyteller, but it's an accurate story. And all of a sudden this person goes, holy cow, you did what? Yeah, in about 2 hours I moved $600 a product. In 2 more hours I moved a total of $1,500 a product. You got to take a look at this. It's amazing. If I will you, the good old Eric Worre Go Pro method. In other words, sure, I'll take a look at it. Well, great. Let me tell you what happened to me in my first couple of hours. It's real fast. It's 30 seconds. I just talking to a few people, man. They just ripped this stuff out of my hands. Okay, so if I will you, if I send you to a website, if I point you to a video, will you look at it? In other words, all what happens is a brand new person, and Joey, this is what you guys do real well, you create that, what I call the information circle. This is all the places they can go without the new person doing it. The new person just points them into this information flow. Your Hangouts, your webinars, your recorded trainings that you've already done, your library of information, the videos from the company, the whatever it is that you guys do within your own team system, so that now the prospect was given a choice. Do you want to see it, or yes or no? Yes, I do want to see it. Let me tell you what happened to me, and it opens up their mind. Holy cow, you did that in just a few hours? Wow, okay. Yeah, let me see it. Now when they look at it, they're looking at it with a much different level of interest, and when they come out, it's just the typical questions. You know, you've seen all stuff. Well, then, based on what you see, do you see any reason why you wouldn't want to get started right now? Well, if they say no, that means no, I don't see any reason. Let's get going. But ultimately, what happens is when they come out of the information, if they have any questions, you get them with the team, the third party, that kind of stuff, and then you say, well, are you ready to go, basically? Based on everything you see, you're ready to go. They can say no, great. Well, then let's let you be a customer, because as we've said, everybody loves the product. If they say yes, I'm ready to go, you say great. I'm going to plug you into a process so that no matter where you start, our objective is we want you to move 20 of these in your first 24 hours to 7 days to your hot system. That's our goal. Our objective is to get you there. So if you want to start there, let's just get going. If you start here, that's okay. We don't stop here. We go there. And here's what happens. When the new person enrolls, or this new prospect enrolls, the brand new person, they can coach them. The brand new person is already a trained coaching part of the team, because the brand new person who just enrolled, the newest enrollee, they are an expert in doing this. They just did it a few days ago. Now this new prospect who just enrolls, the brand new member teaches them this, not you. And your teams are starting to duplicate leadership. You're starting to duplicate education because they're teaching a very simple little bitty thing that they're already an expert in doing. And here's what happens. When this new prospect in 24 hours to 7 days completes the hot system, at this moment right here, and this is the killer, this is the actual diagram, let's make sure everybody sees it. At that instant, if your team adopts this methodology, at this instant right here, they've been in the business for 24 hours to 7 days, that brand new person is perfectly trained in everything they need to know to be a six-figure earner in network marketing. They enrolled for the first time in network marketing right here. In 24 hours to 7 days, they just contacted their hot market. They just asked them real quick, make a choice, yes, no. Can I count on you to help me one time or not? I've got a lot of names, just need to get 20 people to say yes. Are you one of them or not? Yes or no. They go, boom. The minute that's done, that new person is perfectly trained to be a six-figure earner. Now, to become a seven-figure earner, they have to learn a lot of additional skills. That's over time. That's like a child learning how to walk or learning how to talk. It just happens naturally. Why are they? Very simple. Joey, you're the new guy who just got there. It's been 2 days, 3 days, boom, you just moved your whole 30-pack or 20-pack. You move 20 of the 30, move all 30 if you can, but if you move 20 of them, you got all your money back, you got 10 packs for free. So you just moved at least 20 of them. And I say, Joey, you may not realize this, but as of right now, the great news is, congratulations, you just finished this simple little thing that everybody in the world, anybody can do. As of right now, you're perfectly trained to be a six-figure earner, $10,000 a month, $20,000, $30,000 a month earner. Really? No, I'm not. I don't know anything. So yeah, you do. Let's step back a second. Joey, I want to ask you a question. The problem is you're just not consciously aware of it. Joey, do you remember when this all started? Do you remember Lisa reached out to you and called you up that day and said, Remember, she was really, if you think back, she wasn't selling you anything, right? She was just interested in you. And she just had a conversation with you because she told me all about it. Well, do you remember the conversation? She was just asking where you were in life, what was going on in your life, because she cared about you and your family and what was happening in your life? Yeah. And remember how you shared with her your frustration and you just weren't sure what was going on, you weren't where you wanted to be, didn't know where to go, and she just asked if you'd like to see a plan. It might not be something you'd be interested in, but at least you probably love the product, but just in case, would you just be willing to take a look at the plan? Remember, she just gave you a choice. She didn't sell you, she didn't pitch, she just gave you a choice. And you chose to look at the plan, right? Yeah. Remember when you chose, remember the first thing she did, I don't know if you remember, maybe, but let's see if we can bring it out of your memory, because it's there. Remember the first thing she did is she told you the story of what happened to her in her first couple of days? Yeah, in fact, that's what really got me interested. She told me she moved, just what I just did. She told me she moved a lot of this product to just her family in the first few hours. Yeah, remember that kind of caught your eye? And then all she did is she asked if you'd be willing to go through a process of getting some information. Yeah, and during this time, you got some information, and then she introduced you to a lot of the team members and a lot of the coaches. And remember how you liked those people? It kind of had a good personality. It looked like it was a fun team, having a good time. Everybody was really helping each other. Yeah. And then after you remember, you had a lot of questions. Yeah. But remember, after you got our questions, so we just asked if it made sense for you to want to be a part of the team. And you said yes. Well, let me explain something to you, Joey. You're actually special. Because you need to understand, son, about 70 to 80% of the people say no, it's not for them, because it really isn't for them. You're actually part of an elite group. Only about 20 to 30% of the people say it's for them. So I want you to understand that most people won't, but they'll become customers because it's a great product. I mean, remember your knee felt a lot better, right? Oh, yeah, it felt great. Well, good. So most people will at least be customers, but you're one of the elite. But remember, the minute you said yes, Lisa stepped in with you, and she took you by the hand to do just what she'd done. And wasn't it amazing how simple it was? Yeah, it was. I mean, I felt a little awkward my first call, my first two calls. I felt uncomfortable, but man, everybody started saying yes. It got really fun. Actually, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Let me tell you, the only thing we want you to do, Joey, for the rest of your career, it's the only thing you have to do, because we'll do the rest. We're the experienced folks. We've been doing this 20 years. We're your top team leaders. We're your elite, 7 stars and all stars. We're here for you, son. The only thing you need to do for the rest of your life is let's now go make out a list of every single other person on the planet that you know. Not just your hot market, you know and love it a lot, but everybody you know. And all we need you to do is go back and be interested in them, reach out to them and have a conversation. Since now you understand exactly what Lisa did with you, do you think you could do that? Do you think you could have a conversation? You don't have to understand the product, we got that. You don't have to understand the comp plan, we got that. All you need to do is have a conversation and ask them if they're where they are in life. Find out if they've got a plan. If not, they want to see one. And if they say yes, they're willing to see it. The only thing you do, Joey, tell them your story, point them at us, and get out of the way, son. Get out of the way. And just stand there and watch. And watch. Once you've pointed 100 or so folks through here, you know something? You'll be a 4-star or a 5-star or a 6-star because you're going to know everything you need to know. But you don't have to know it today. It'll happen naturally. And then, Joey, if understand, most of them are going to say no, but the ones who say yes, you're just going to take them by the hand, son, and you're going to do the same thing with them that Lisa did with you. And this is the only thing you would ever have to do. Just be interested, have a conversation, and tell your story. So in other words, Joey, here's the point. If someone does the hot system right here, everybody can do it. Anybody can do this. We've got 18-year-old college students do it. We do. We've got 80-year-old retired grandparents who decide they want to get back in the game. We've got everybody. Anybody can do this. Many people may choose not to do it, but that's their choice. That's not a fault of the system. Because then when they are armed with their story, these people are monstrously confident. and you've done two things or three things. One, in business, you got them to break even. You have been in alignment with the fundamental law of business. They invested, you gave them something. Sponsoring to get your money back will never work in the masses because it's impossible. But moving through a hot system, all your product, getting your money back and breaking even, which is the #1 rule, so that now when they start to just have a conversation, let people make a choice. The no's, who cares? The yeses, there you go. Tell your story. No's, who cares? Customers, yeses, boom. Every time they get a yes, they are now in profit because now their product is gone. It's moved, their money is back, and now their monthly order is not stacking up on top of the rest of the product, so within 90 days they quit. Their monthly order is being used by themselves. Or, where do you sample? Here. I got all my money back. Now my extra product is what I can then sample the prospects. But if you tell somebody, buy your product, pass it out as samples, they have no money and they have no product. They don't know what they're doing. They're sampling, trying to get people in a business that they're not qualified to get people in because they don't have the skill to do the presentation. Here, we teach them a conversation they're capable of having, and they get their money back. Now that they get their money back, now we have their attention with their extra product or even with their monthly product. Now they have a conversation that they are easily able to have with confidence because they have this success story. And if they want to sample during this evaluation, they give a couple of power strips to someone who goes, wow, that really is great. That's what spins this circle faster. More people say yes faster, and off it goes. That's the hot market system. And I can draw that for not only FG Express, I can draw that for any company because this is a fundamental law of the universe that works each and every time.
Wow. Good stuff, Curtis.
There you go. Now let's do this real quick because you probably got some questions. Let me do that, and we can address things like the binary. Let me so people can go back to the recording and they can look at the diagram. So let me just hop here in front so we can chat for a second. Here's the thing about binaries. The magic of a binary is using this process. What do you want to do with the new person? They come in. They do this, and this doesn't take long. It's not selling. It's asking people if they'll make a choice to support, yes or no. We've got people who have this whole hot system down. The call is no longer than 2.5 minutes to 2. It takes 90 seconds, and I'm just asking you a question, yes or no. Can I count on you or not?
One question we got, Curtis, is are people selling these for cash to make their money back, or are they getting people to
here's what, since it's a family, we had one guy who couldn't afford to get started, so he called people in his local community, and he literally said, I'll drop by and pick up a check. He ran around in 2 days, picked up 8 checks, $75, stuck it in his account, and ordered the 10-pack, and off he went. And I mean, he was in the Facebook group. He was the most excited guy. He literally ran around town and picked. We've had people who have said, "Hey, listen, just here's my PayPal. Send me a PayPal. Give me your credit card now. Do whatever you got to do. Send me a check, please. Can I count on you right now? Great. If you can get that to me right away, I'll sip this out." In other words, we've literally had it happen however the person wishes to do it. It's just, and please keep this in mind. This is old school, really old school. I got that. But you do this one time in your entire life. That's it. One time. I don't do this each year. I don't do it each month. One time, however you do it. Tell them to go down to Western Union, send it to you. Go get a money order at 7-Eleven, send it to me. I don't care what you do. Can I count on you? They do this one time, and that's it. The rest of their life, so 24 to 48 hours into the business, they will never do this again. All they are doing is recruiting. That's the only thing to do. For the rest of their career, they recruit with their story. They prospect with their story, And if people say, no, it's not for me, that's where they get their customers. Then great, let's set you up so at least on a 1-pack a month auto ship because you need this for you and your family. So in terms of how do they collect, people are doing it however they want to do it. Again, and because they say they charge $75, if they end up going ahead and getting the pack and mailing it off to people, they just ship it out to people. They say that's literally what they're doing. They're calling their family and say, hey, listen, send me a check. Give me if you have a PayPal account, if you've got the ability to process, send me something on PayPal, or I've got a little ProPay account that I've got. So I've got my own little merchant processing service that I get online at propay.com, and I set it up real fast, and they say, great, give me your credit card number. I can charge you right over the phone. It goes right in my bank in 2 days. Great, I'll ship you out your thing. So, however people do it, because this is a one-time for life and you're done for life program. Because then here's what happens. Obviously, in the binary, as soon as you get people doing that, if you start looking at it, what's happening is this naturally then occurs. Building a binary leverage where you then have people creating stories of moving product. The magic is the product is gone, and here's what happens. If you look at the old way, if somebody comes in and gets 10 packs and we start telling them to sample it, here's the problem. Imagine you had a business plan and you go to the bank and say, hey, listen, here's my business plan. I want to fund this business. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to give me a bank loan so I can set up my business. I want to get my initial inventory. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give away I'm going to set up my store, get all the stock, and then when people come in, I'm going to give every single bit of my stock away, and then I'm going to wait for people to come back and become my customer. So is the bank going to give you a loan for the business? No, not going to happen. Business. When you choose to do things that don't, if it doesn't stand the test of a common sense business conversation, it doesn't stand the test. Now, once I've gone into business, here's what happens. Instead of having 10 packs sitting in my home, or I've handed stuff out, then the person goes out to recruit and they don't know what they're doing. They have no success story whatsoever. They still have no confidence, and when they don't have confidence, they sound unconfident when they're here. That's one of the reasons they get run over by the bus. That's why in 90 days they don't have anybody involved, because they've gotten shot down by. They have no story of success. They have no confidence whatsoever. And when they start to talk to people, they go, that stuff never works. That pyramid crap, and nobody ever makes any money. You're going to fail. You can't believe you did that. That's stupid. You've lost all your money. You're a moron. I can't believe you did that. In our system, they walk and say, whoa. Maybe it didn't work for you before, but let me explain something, dude. Literally, in 2 days, I moved over $1,500 of product. Oh, really? All of a sudden, they immediately shut that down because we stuck them in a win position. Now when they go, it's a much simpler conversation. And now what happens is all their product's gone, their money's back, and as they start moving people into position, if the people say no, they're actually building a profit base. So that's the difference, and that's what will drive the binary, because you've literally got this compounding duplication, and it's high speed. It's not like, well, it takes me 2 weeks to get. There are literally people in their first 24 to 48 hours, the whole product's gone. It's committed at the very least. They're walking out the door with confidence and power as they begin the process. It rocks. What other questions have you got?
I believe we go back to Kevin's question. He was talking about the idea of, I think he met you guys back in Lexus, and he was just talking about the scope of the global binary plan, like how big that can be.
Well, the power of a binary, everybody's got this. Let's kind of chunk it out of the middle here. Here's the strength of leverage. You start looking at global binaries, is this. As you know, what happens is in a binary, let's say this is your upline, okay, but this is you right here. Binaries are based on a two-leg system. If you give someone, they completed the hot system, they're coming into 3 questions. If you give someone if you create throughout a team a culture of things that are taught to be done that anybody can do. The reality is most people in the world, when they realize they have to even put in 3 minutes of effort at something, they don't do anything. But that's just life. You're looking for people who are willing to do something, but they'll only do it consistently if it's simple. So if you give simple things that anybody can do, then what happens is, as the teams grow, from you, here's typically how binaries work. You are building one leg in conjunction with the efforts of your upline, and then those who choose to join as well underneath. So you create this compounding leverage. And this, you can be in the US, this person could be in Taiwan, this person could be in Australia. So it just begins to create this natural, organic global growth. But what happens is, everybody is responsible for 2 legs. What it means is one leg you are building and initiating in conjunction with your upline, and then it's a compounding effect because everybody only has 2. So you create that compounding, that aggressive team build. The second leg you are building with the help of your upline, Their building is out here. They are helping you, but this is the line that you build in conjunction with your downline. So now if you and this person have moved the product, everybody's confident, then both you and they start coming down. And so that's what happens. It creates this compounding effect. Now, in this leg here, these members of your downline, they are building this leg with you and with those above them, and so it starts creating that accelerating effect. So in a binary, here's the way it works. The reason in FG Express and in all binaries, the first thing to qualify, you have to have one person on the left and one person on the right. If everybody got one left and one right, now you may not have enough activity to move up in rank for all the matching bonuses, but if everybody got two, you'd get wealthy. Simple, because at $20,000 a week, that's $1 million a year, and everybody can probably do okay with $1 million a year. It's just not everybody does everything. So the point is, how do you create a synergy? In a binary, the way it works is you personally, whomever you personally enroll, whoever says yes, I'm willing to do this with you, and you play with anybody you personally enroll, you place them only in your outside left or in your outside right. That's it. You never come down and place inside. These individuals are responsible for finding the prospects. We just give them a simple way that anybody can. Then they use the upline help in terms of educating the prospect, but they place their prospects here, and so you create this compounding effect, and you create this accelerating effect, and then they got to start it over here. They place someone here with the help of people, but this is their person. Then with the help of everybody, these two people start placing, and now this one starts to accelerate. That's the power of a binary. Because there are only two legs, you personally only place yours outside left, outside right. That's the same rule for everybody. This person only places theirs outside left, outside right. So you start getting these compounding effects as it grows. The question is, how do you get it to move quickly? The only way to get into quick movement is if you create an entire team culture that when someone first enrolls, their first desire is to break even. You give them a simple system to do that like that anybody can do. No complication, no difficulty, no education, no special experience. Bam. The second thing you do is then empowering them, you give them a next simple step that everybody can do. Do not explain the plan, do not explain the product, just have a conversation, find out if they would like to see a plan that could change their life. If they say yes, tell them your story and get out of the way and bring them into the team and watch it happen. Because you can have 50 people that you're asking. It's really basically this. Happy? Got a plan? Want to see one? Nope. Okay. Happy? Got a plan? Want to see one? Yes? Poof, throw it over my shoulder. Happy? Got a plan? Let me see. You want to see one? Yes? Oh, let me tell you what happened to me. Throw over the shoulder. Happy? Got a plan? Want to see one? Oh, you do? Let me tell you what happened to me. Throw them over the shoulder. And anybody can do that as fast as they choose to. And that's when then this binary leverage starts to really accelerate out.
Wow. I think if we don't have any more questions, I know you guys are definitely busy over there in Dallas, but we definitely appreciate your time. And I think one person
we enjoy spending time with you. You're always a lot of fun.
Well, we appreciate it. But I was going to say, one person asked, do you have a script that you guys give out to anybody for this hot market when they do make calls?
Here's what I would do, and I'll tell you what, we actually have another whole core group. We were up meeting with a team that wanted us to teach this to their folks. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it down right here. It's not a script, because if it's scripted, everybody screws it up. Here's what it is. There's some key points, and this is going to be very simple. Because, you can't blow this. You can't mess this up. Basically, you get in your mind, you say, I'm calling people that I love so much I can guilt them into helping me. So it doesn't have to be a complicated conversation. It's just, I just need to know, as Lisa said, make out that list of people. If your car breaks down in a deserted road at 3 o'clock in the morning, you think will be there between 3:30 and 4, no matter what. And if nothing else, it's good to find out who really would before you have to make the call. So here's the points. When you call, number one, be in a hurry. Hey, listen, Uncle Joey, listen, this is your nephew Curtis. Listen, I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm running into a meeting, but if you've got a couple seconds, I'd really like your help. Oh, really? Okay. So be in a hurry. 2, I started a business and need your help. Or some people say, well, I don't want to feel needy. I said, okay. You know, here's why I don't like to do script. I don't feel neat. Okay, great. I'd like your help. There you go. I'd like your help. 3, okay? Join, no. Don't want you to join my business. Not asking you to get in the business with me. To be a customer, no. Not asking you to be a customer. I'm asking you to try my product one time. That's it. Because I need your feedback. And I know, Uncle Joey, that you love me enough. You'll be brutal, you'll be blunt, you'll be direct, you'll be honest. Boom. 5, here's what it costs. Here's what it does. 6, can I count on you? That's it. When you hear the points, you know, listen, Uncle Joey, listen, Nephew Curtis, listen, I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm maybe heading into a meeting pretty quick, but if you've got a second, you have just a second for me to, I've got a couple questions I need to ask. Sure. Listen, I just started a new home business, and I'd really like your help. I don't need you to join. I'm not going to ask you to be a customer. I need you to try my product one time because I need your feedback. Here's what it costs. Here's what it does. I want you to use it exactly like that for 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, I'll call you and we'll have a conversation. I've got a set of questions. I'm just going to ask for your feedback. Tell me the pros, the cons, the good, the bad. Because with that information, I know I can build my business and be successful. Can I count on you to be one of my trial consumers?
Easy.
That's it. So I don't want to write the script. Hit those points and say it your way. And here's what you do. Start calling as fast as possible. We've got some leaders in the team right now who this weekend they've said, okay, I said, here's what you guys do. Take a camera. In fact, by the way, Joe, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. I think, quite frankly, son, as big as your database is, how many people in your phone, just in your phone, have you not called? There's got to be a bazillion of them. So here's what I want you to do. Yeah, exactly. I had a guy say, I said, I got 300 to 400. Take a camera, stick it on a little tripod, and turn it on. And then just take 1 hour. And here's your goal. Don't be perfect. Don't be polished. Don't care if the first 7 say no because you suck at it so bad. Here's your high speed. It's like imagine you're on one of those game shows or like whack-a-mole. You just want to go as fast as you can, say as little as possible. Just, hi, listen. You know, Uncle Joey, listen. You got $75? I really need your help. I need somebody to try my product one time. It costs $75. Can I count on you? Yes or no? Click. Just this is what these college kids were doing. They were trying to see how many they could move in 40 minutes, and it became a game. And because it's the people they loved, they just said, listen. In fact, one of the kids, I think it actually was his uncle. He said his uncle said no, and he said, "Okay, well then one last question. What is it, Uncle Joey? You just can't afford $75, or you don't want to help me." Because this isn't a complicated decision. I'm not asking you to make an investment for life. I don't want you to join a business, dude. I got a product. It's FDA listed. It's $75, and it's worth every single penny. But who cares what it is? I don't care. Throw it in the trash. Give it to a neighbor. Give it to Goodwill. You know, flush it down the toilet. Can I count on you one time to be a consumer? Yes or no? That's the key. Go fast, be in a hurry, and blast. Just go. Don't make it uncomfortable. Don't drag it out. Don't literally. So they just went, boom, listen, I'm in a hurry. I started a business. I'd like your help. I need some trial consumers. I'm not asking you to join the business. I don't want you to be a customer long term unless you want to. And if you want to, I can actually get you a discounted price long term if you like it. But that's not it. I want you to try it one time. Give me your feedback. It's $75. That includes the shipping. It's an FDA listed Class 1 medical device. There's called power strips. There's enough of these things in this pouch that it can last you. You can slice them into smaller pieces. It can last you a couple of months. I mean, and if you don't have any pain right now or just a little bit, then you know you can put it in your medicine cabinet and use it whenever you need it. But I really need your feedback. Can I count on you? Took 60 seconds. Can I count on you? Okay, what do you need? That was a little quick. I need $75. Try it one time. Give me some feedback in 30 days. Can I count on you? I need 20 trial consumers. Can I count on you and Aunt Meddy to be my trial consumers? Yes or no? Boom.
Love it.
That's it. So there's no perfect script. And what they told these leaders is dial it, just turn on the camera, suck, and start dialing. And all of a sudden what will happen is you'll hit a rhythm. And it's always at about 10 to 15 minutes. After 3 or 4 calls, you start hitting a rhythm. And when it happens, everybody said it's about, I mean, the first couple of, some people, everybody starts saying yes, and they hit the rhythm by the second call. I mean, they're just like, boom. Because then it's fun. It's just fun. It's not complicated. Here's where the problem is. If you don't believe that that's worth $70, don't get in the business. Right now, call up, get a refund, get out, quit, go. If you believe it's worth it, then you just know that this is a win-win. You get $75 from them, they've helped you in your business, and you've helped them. I'm not selling anybody. I'm creating a win-win for the people I love the most in the world. That's it. So if you don't believe that, don't dial the first time. If you do believe that, then dial and just keep going and make it high speed and fast. How do you get the money? I don't know. Get creative. Tell them to break the piggy bank and get a big brown box and dump in $75 worth of quarters and wrap tape around it and mail it to you. I don't care. Make it happen. Stop getting bogged down in details. Make it happen. And that's what these guys are doing. There's 12 top leaders in this group. And they were headed into a new company, and so they're just going to, the two top ones, they're going to go first, and they're going to call their folks, and they're going to say, here's what's going to happen. And they're going to throw down to their leadership. They're going to say, listen, you all do this, because we're all going to show. We aren't going to lead. We aren't going to tell people to do what we haven't done. We're just going to go do it. And I said, yeah, throw out a contest to your top 8 gang and say whoever does it, whoever can, and you got to document it. Give us the name and the phone number of everybody who said yes, because we're going to spot check. But whoever does the most in the least amount of time, that's it. And what they did is they're actually going to do a contest. They're going to do their own hour, and they're going to put their 8 leaders on a conference call, not tell them what it's about, and say, okay, gang, here's what we're doing. If you're tied up, then great, don't. But right now, we're going to hang up the phone, and we're back on this bridge in 1 hour. And then back on this bridge, and you're going to have to email around. You're going to send around the names and the phone numbers of everybody who said yes. So you can't BS this one, and we're going to spot check. But whoever does the most in this hour gets $500 cash. You're making $500 next hour. Ready? Let's go. Boom. They're just going to lock and load. They're going to have some fun. They're all going to be sitting, and they're all going to, like you are, baseball cap backwards. They're going to say, listen, nobody's wearing a suit and tie here. Don't shave, be scruffy, scrubby, nasty, sit at home, turn on your camera. It's not about looking pretty. Just show anybody and everybody. Anybody in the world can do this. You can move this product. It's so compelling. You can do it in a matter of a couple hours. It's all gone. It's fun. One time, and for the rest of your life, tell that story. Here's what I've had people say, but I've already been in the business for 8 months. Great. Get on the phone and do it and tell the story. Here's what I did in only 3 hours. You don't have to say, here's what I did in only 3 hours 8 months after I started.
Yeah.
Here's what I did in 3 hours, and you're done. Okay?
Love it.
All right, brother.
Thank you, Curtis. So, Lisa,
All right,
appreciate her.
Absolutely, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you guys.